guys, welcome to today's video where we will be going over Demons by Imagine Dragons. So this is my secret sauce with students, you know, to get them to play piano. They love pop songs. Anyway, so imagine that you're in a lesson and you're like, hey, what pop song are you going to play? And that your student says Demons by Imagine Dragons. What you want to do is go home, and the following week you want to bring them that sheet music. Well, the sheet music as in the lyrics. So what I do is I go to A to Z lyrics and then copy paste the words from that site to Microsoft Word. I double space it. You can either choose a cute font or whatever you want depending on the kids. I like to make the font size 12 or 14. If you've got little ones, I make it even bigger and space it out more. So I printed out Demons and double spaced it. I kind of go through it in Microsoft Word to make sure it like kind of breaks out evenly on the pages. Sometimes it'll split the course in half, so then I like enter so that it's on a different page. Anyway, so let's just go for it. Let's start by writing the melody. So the first thing, the other thing I want to say, I always do these pop songs in the original key. So you have to kind of listen to the song and see if it's doable for the kids' level. This one, it's not that bad. There's a lot of repetition. There are a couple flats because we are in E flat major. So you have 3 flats. So use your judgment call. It's kind of hard to find C major or A minor. You know, you've got, usually pop songs are a little fancier than that. Anyway, so the first thing I do, I of course know the song. I would just have to listen to it and find the first pitch, and then I can sing through it and help the kids figure out the melody. But what you want to do, pull it up on either iTunes or I use Spotify. So pull up Demons. So then, okay. No, no, no. So now you have your first pitch. Okay, so let's just start. What I'll do is I'll sing them, and I have them find that first note. Where is it? And they play around. And let's say we do this. But I want this one a little higher. More, more. There it is. When they finally find the note, they write it above. When. And then I'll sing. I'll be like, when the days. So like I'm like when the. See, there's 2 of them. When the. So they write 2 E's, E flats. When the days. So how high it's. And I do this visual thing with them. Like, I could just be like, when the days, or you could just play them the song, but it doesn't work like that. You gotta break it down into little chunks, you know, sing them every note. Some older kids, you could probably like sing 4 or 5 consecutive notes and they can kind of figure it out, but like little ones, it's one after another. So, when the days, so now they have to find the days, where is that? A little higher, more. There it is. B flat, so then they write B flat. And the other thing, these are black notes so far, and they could write D sharp or E flat or A sharp or B flat. And since you and I both know that it's an E flat major, we have flats. So make sure they know that any E, B, or A is going to be flat in the song. Okay, so let's go back to it. So when the days are, so now they have to find the are, where's that one? Almost. There it is. So then you write are cold. There's 2 of them, so write 2 F's. And then and the cards all fold. What was that? It's the same thing. So then they write it above. The other thing, I like it when students write the melody above the lyrics. And you're going to make sure that each note is on top of each corresponding syllable. Okay, so far we have the 2 first lines, 3rd line. And the saints, that's a little bit different. And the saints, so I'm like a little higher, so then they try it. And the, where's higher? Oh, almost. Saints, yep, that's the one. And the saints. So they write E flat, C. We see, where is that? Bum, bum. And they try to find it. Try to find the first one. Let's pretend they found it. Da, da. So they write G, F. And then the last one, are all made of gold, right? Where is that? And they try and find it. Are all made of gold. So made of gold. So then they write in A flat, A flat, A flat. So then it'll look like this when it's all filled in. So then once the first little section is written in, I have them play the whole thing. So they'll go. I have little arrows sometimes. So many times when you have a note, I don't put any arrows because you want to play the closest note, above or below, right? But when it's when it can go either way, I make sure they put a little arrow. So here, like on the first line, when the saints, I put a little up arrow next to the B flat, so they're gonna have to go to the higher B instead of the lower one. And then I did the same thing for the C. When the saints, higher C, because the lower C is closer, so if someone doesn't really know the song, they're gonna play the closer C. Okay, so we played through the whole thing. Now let's go on to the next verse, which is still kind of part of verse 1, right? Okay. When your dreams all fail. What is that? That's what I asked them. They're like, well, they have a hard time knowing that it's the same or hearing that it's the same, but I'm like, it's the same. And then I'll sing, when the days are cold, when your dreams all fail. It's like, oh, so they just copy the notes. And let's do the next one. And the ones we hail. That one's a little different. So then I have them figure it out. And the ones, where's that one? Ones, we, where's that note? Oh, nope, a little lower. We, there it is. We hail, go a little lower. And next line. Are the worst, are the, that's kind of like the one before it. And the saints are the worst of all. And the blood runs down. So I know that there was like literally only one note difference, which was on the second line. Instead of having we hail FF, it was we hail GF. Otherwise it was identical. Okay, so let's say they have all of it. Let's do both together. I either ask them, do you want to keep going with melody or do you want to add the chords? I'll just keep going right now with the melody and we'll go over the chords later, but it depends on your students. Some melody they feel safer, it's easier, so they just want to do all the melody, and then another week all the chords, and then they put it together. So just get to know your student and what works best for them. Let's go to the next section, and this is a new melody, so make sure you have that pitch in mind, that first note. So I'll sing, where's that note, and I have the kid find it, where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay, so now we have our starting pitch, and I'll sing I wanna hide the truth. So I'm like, oh, there's a lot of this note. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. And then it dips and then it goes back up. I wanna hide the truth. So then they kind of know that has to go a little bit lower. I wanna hide the, oh, almost. I wanna hide the, there it is. So then you write in. B, 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 G, B. Okay, this goes really high. I wanna shelter you. So, I wanna, let's just play that. Oh, more B flats. I wanna. So they write them all above. And wanna has 2 syllables, so make sure 2 B flats on each wanna. And shelter. Shelter, where's that note? And they have to okay, shelter you. And then I go dun dun dun. See, it goes just down like that. Bum bum bum. And sometimes when it's too high, I'll be like, I'm gonna sing it lower, but even though it's higher. Da da dum 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 dum. So they'll write in E flat, D, C, and I have a little up arrow for that E flat right there. And then, but with the beast inside, I'm like, oh my gosh, so many of the same. Na 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 na. And then do like a little up. Da 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 da. So where's that note? And they try and find it. But with the beast in. So everything up till in, and then side goes a little bit up. Side. Da 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 dun dun dun. So you stay there after. There's nowhere we can hide. So A, then go down, can hide, and of course A flat, right? So now that they have all of it, let's play it. So higher E. Okay, now let's go to the next part. No matter what we bring. Anyway, so I have them find that really high note. Where's that? And they figure it out. No matter what we breed. And then I'll sing it lower for them. No matter what we breed. What is that? Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 da da. those notes in. We still are made of greed. Okay, and then you dip a little more. This is my kingdom come. Where's that note? And they try and find it. Let's see if they find it. This is my kingdom come. Oh, kind of similar. This is my kingdom come. Now we have a whole page written in. So you can either have them play that whole page. That might be the end of the lesson. Anyway, we're going to do this all in one chunk right now, but this takes about a month, depending on the kids, to fill in a whole song. Anyway, okay, so let's go to the next page. I'll just leave this here. When you feel my heat. So find that first pitch. Down, where's that? And they find it. When you feel, go oh, 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 oh. And then you go down. Where's that note? And let's say they found it. Heat. So then write that in. G, G, B flat, E flat, D. Look into, oh, starts the same. My eyes. It goes a little bit lower. My eyes. It's where my demons hide. It's where my demons hide. Oh, that's the same thing. It keeps doing that melody over and over. So then they're good on that one. They copy. I'm like, just copy the notes. Don't get too close. So actually, I know that it's going to be very similar. So I'll sing them the whole thing. I'll be like, don't get too close. It's dark inside. It's where my demons hide. It's where my demons hide. I'm like, what is that? Do you recognize it? Takes them a minute. I'm like, it's the same. You just did it. So then I just have them copy it. And it's the same, except like sometimes you just have an extra syllable or not. So for example, look into my eyes, right? And this one's, it's dark inside. So you only have one G versus two G. So I just have them make sure they have the right amount of syllables and that they place the notes above the right words. But you can either have them copy it or you just go through every word with them, especially if they're beginners and everything. Okay, so let's say they got all of it. Let's play it. Okay, now we know that basically we have the entire song because pop songs go verse, chorus, verse, chorus, or verse, chorus, yeah, bridge, chorus. And some have pre-choruses. This has kind of a pre-chorus, I feel. So the only thing really left in this song, between you and me, is the bridge. So we're back at the curtains call us at last of all, blah, blah, blah. So that's literally just like the first verse. So you can either have them copy paste it, as in like copy it, or you know, just go through every single note with them just so that they get more used to it and stuff. I'm just going to show you what I have. So we got, and the curtains call us the last of all when the lights fade out all the sinners. So that's actually identical to the first verse. So let's go to the second one. Great, that's a little different. Instead of FF, it went GF. So they dug your grave in the masquerade will lean out at the mess you made. So now let's go to the next part. Don't wanna let you down, but I am hellbound. So that's like the I wanna hide the truth, I wanna shelter you. It's similar. Instead of going bum bum bum, this time it just goes bum bum. So here we go. I'll show you the notes that I've already written in, but this is what it'll be like. Don't wanna let you down, but I am hellbound. Though this is all for you, don't wanna hide the truth. Okay, so we got all of that page filled in. Let's go to the next one. And I've already pre-written the notes just so I don't waste time during the video, but this obviously takes time with the kids. You know, they're filling out each note one at a time. You're singing each pitch back to them, making sure. I always give that visual, so I've been doing this the whole video, but I really do that so it helps them. Because I mean, you can sing something bum bum or any, and they don't. It's still a little bit hard for them. They're like, well, was it like this, or they don't really know. So bum bum. Not only are they hearing it, but you're giving them that visual, and it's getting their ears used to the way sound is going. I don't know. And the more you do these pop songs, the less visual you have to give them, and the more they can start filling this out by themselves. Yeah. Anyway, okay, so let's keep going. No matter what we break. So this is really, no matter what we break. This is identical to that other thing. I literally say just copy the notes and put them on there. So let's say that they copied that, and we both know the next part is also identical. So the next part is the bridge. So this is a new part. So that's right. Okay. They say it's what you make. So ba 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 bum bum bum. And you'll notice that like I'll also sometimes not say the words but do these like weird sounds. Bum 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 whatever. I found it helpful sometimes. You know, it just takes away words and they just hear the sound and you know they can concentrate on like what direction it's going. And then I add the lyrics back onto it. Okay, so they say it's what you make and oh, it's down that note. I say it's up to fate. It's woven in. Oh, they stayed. It's woven in my. Oh, lower. My. Oh, there it is. My soul. A little bit up. And then I. Where's that one? There it is. I need to let you go. And then we kind of know. Your eyes, they shine so bright. I want to save that light. Oh, that's identical. Copy those notes. So have them copy them. And then I can't escape. Actually, before I go to that, I have them copy it if I'm like in a rush and I want them to learn a song really, really fast. But if you want to really take your time, you can start doing it. And then sometimes on their own, they'll realize, hey, wait, that's the same as right above. You're like, yeah, oh my gosh. Anyway, okay. So, I want, your eyes are shining so bright, I want to save that light. Hi, where's that note? And it's higher, so I have a little up arrow. No, there it is. I can't escape this now. Bum, 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 bum. Unless you show me how. No, where's this one? Unless you show me how. And let's say that they have all of that, and we're on the last page. When you feel my heat, look into your eye. Okay, whatever. So we know that it's the same, so I have them copy paste. Okay, and the other thing, you can either have them do it in the lesson, but they usually take a little bit, quite some time to fill it in. So you can leave the parts that you know are identical blank and have them fill it out as homework. Or you know, and the other thing I do, if you don't know if it's really identical, you know, I'll go through the song, we play it. So we'll listen to see if it's identical to any first part that we wrote. And if it is, then I'm like, okay, we can leave that blank and you can fill it and you can fill it in during the week, you know? So that completes it for all the lyrics. So either let's pretend it's still in the same lesson or it's the next week. Now it's time to do chords.